We flip to our entry from yesterday for IVF, and we're going to start with the identify the text, Clara says. And we're going to be doing it with this one. So we're going to write the title of the text, The Gecko Who Wanted to Be Different, by, and it's way down here, by Dorothy Sarna Sorer. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm writing. Clara says we should start with the book so that the reader knows that we're writing about a book, not a poem or an article. The gecko who, I'm going to move my book so I can see it, who wanted to be different. Oop, I got to remember to capitalize each word. And when I'm done, I'm going to underline the entire title. The Gecko Who Wanted to Be Different by, and this part's a little bit long, but I'm going to squeeze it in, Dorothy Sarna Sorer. The book, The Gecko Who Wanted to Be Different by Dorothy Sarna Sorer. Well done, Nadine. How you doing, Usman? All done? Are you all done? Sean and Bobby, will you turn on your cameras, please? Thank you. All right. What comes next? What comes after our I?
Verb.
Kate, was that you? Because I was going to call on Kate.
Verb.
The verb. Now remember from our notes yesterday, we have some verbs that work well for this type of writing. We could use tells, we can use describes, we can use explains. And yesterday we chose tells. What shall we use today? I'm going to call on someone. I'm going to call on Mason. Mason, what verb shall we use today for our IVF sentence?
Me?
Mason?
Oh, Mason.
We can't hear you, Mason.
We should.
We can just pick one of these that we wrote down yesterday. Tells, describes, explains. Which will you pick? Tells. Again, we'll use tells. All right. Thank you, Mason. Okay, I'm going to call on someone to remind us what happens next. How about Aislinn? we've done our I, identify the text. We've done our verb. We've chosen tells. What comes after that, Aislinn? What do we do?
Finish the thought.
Yes, we finish the thought by stating the main idea. Okay. I'm going to look back at my notes from this story. And what would we say was the main idea? Remember, the main idea was like the gist. If someone said to you, what was that story about? And you would tell them one sentence, what would it be? What was the main idea? Khalil, what do you think was the main idea?
To like the way that you are.
Say it again.
To like the way that you are.
To like the way that you are. Clara, you want to add to that?
Maybe you could say, doesn't matter what you look like.
Yeah. And I noticed that, Khalil, yesterday you answered this question and you gave us a whole retell of all the details of the story. And today you remembered that the main idea is just short and simple. So I hear Khalil and Clara both saying something about you should maybe be happy with the way that you look. Abby, what do you think? Abby or Gabby?
Love who you are.
Yeah, being happy with who you are. Okay, so I'm going to add a story about, because I think that's a nice way to connect this. And then I want you to put what you believe to be the main idea. So your words don't have to match mine exactly here. Jason, we're going to put, what do you think the story was about? Do you think it was about being happy with who you are, being happy with what you look like? Okay, this is your job, Jason, to write down what you think was the main idea. I think it was a story about, I'm going to say about a gecko. Who learned to be happy with himself.
Mrs. Crawford, can I share mine?
I don't know who you are, because I didn't see your hand up.
Carolina. I can't do it because I'm a co-host.
Ooh, yes. Go ahead.
I said we are all different in many different ways. No matter how the same you are on the outside, we are all the same in the inside.
Okay, good. Nico, do you have a question? Thank you, Carolina, for sharing.
We go to the learning center?
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Valentina. So the last step is just for us to turn this into a complete sentence, which it really is. We're just going to put it together into a sentence because an IVF is what? Oh, it's the first sentence of a summary, and that's what we're going to work on next week. So I am actually going to write my sentence over here on this page so that it's right together. And I know you can't see it, but you have this on your page. So you should be able to work right along with me. So I'll show you what I'm doing over here. And I'm just going to turn this into a sentence. So I'm going to write it in a sentence format. The book. I'm copying exactly what I have right here. The Gecko Who Wanted to Be Different by Dorothy Sarnosaur. The book. The Gecko who wanted to be different. Okay, now it's the title of a book, so I capitalize every word and underline the whole thing. By Dorothy Sarna Storer. And then I put my verb. Tells. And if you prefer to use a different verb, I'm okay with that. This was the verb that Mason chose, but you can choose a different one. And then we're going to finish our thought. So I'm just going to copy down exactly what I have here and put it into this sentence, and just make sure if you need to add any connecting words to make it make sense, you can. You could also change it if you find a word that sounds better, you want to make it a little bit different. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to add a little bit, just the way he was. Kind of along what Carolina was saying. And I'm going to put this in my little cloud like I did yesterday. Looks good. I can see, Clara. I'm glad you got to yours fit. Good job. Thank you, Clara. How's it going, Khalil? Julia, you doing okay? There we go.